Super excited. I am here with Parisa, and we are doing, you are one half of Calgary Legal Coaching, correct?
Right.
Okay. Now, I'm super excited about this concept because there's a lot of people out there that want to learn, but they don't know the right questions to ask or how to get there. Can you tell me a little bit more? You are, just so everybody knows, this is how gorgeous a lawyer can come. I have to tell you, you are, I just see the smile and I feel comfortable just sitting here. And I think that a lot of people probably come in and go, oh, somebody I can talk to, somebody that is right within my sphere. So tell me, what is it when somebody comes in and they sit down, how do you open up dialogue?
So basically, I do this. I go on my computer and I load up just a regular Word document and I type notes while they are able to see it on the screen. So that makes sure that we are both on the same page with what they are going through. So the first part is active listening. Active listening is so key to understanding what your clients want and what their goals are, and being able to share that on screen so that they're very comfortable with what you are taking from their communications. And then we talk about it. I give a few options. So for example, option 1 for a client who is dealing with a landlord-tenant matter would be to go to small claims or residential tenancy dispute resolution service, or they could negotiate with the landlord themselves. So those are the 3 options, for example, that I would give. They pick that, and then we draft a retainer together. So right from the very inception of our meeting, we automatically start working together. They get to put in terms into the retainer, for example, when they would like the work done, what their responsibilities are in accomplishing their goals, what my responsibilities are. And obviously there are some cut and dry pieces of the retainer, but a lot of that is quite fluid based on what they want from a lawyer.
Wow.
Yes.
So do you find that when they come in that there's maybe this intimidation or this fear that they're not going to be able to grasp everything? Because I mean, you have 8 years of education, and actually with that education comes the ability to learn how to listen.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't listen, and I
Yes.
think a lot of issues come from communication.
Exactly. And legalese is one of the things that I struggle with, because there are only certain ways to define certain things. So I always have to be cognizant of my client's understanding. I do my best to enhance their experience by using simple language. They walk away with the notes that I've given them. They have the ability to ask me questions anytime that they want, and I definitely open the conversation up for lots of questions. I ask them to make sure that they have understood what I have said. When we come down to the options, that's really the time I get to assess their thinking and their ability to critically analyze situations. So based off of that, I take a gauge of how my clients are doing as well, and I match that.
That's amazing, because there's, when we talk legal is not just putting together a will. It is,
No.
there's so many emotions that go into this.
So many.
Be able to wade through all that is, huge
Exactly.
work.
Exactly.
Huge work. Well, I commend you, because it's such a huge job. It is such a huge job, because you're balancing layman with professional.
Yes, but there's so much more satisfaction as a lawyer practicing in that way than there is being a band-aid solution and just fixing what you assume is your client's issue. This way, we're looking at the client in a holistic way. I'm talking to them about their life, their goals, their price point. Everything is on the table at that point in time. And that just, it makes me feel like I'm actually helping them with more than just their legal issue. I'm helping them become more educated. I'm helping them access justice. And I get that reward in return when people say, oh, thank goodness, or good thing we did this, or I feel proud of myself. And then that's when my pride kicks in, is when I see them empowered.
You know what? You're a true leader, aren't you? That's pretty awesome. That is awesome. So talking about leadership, momentum.
Right.
You went to Momentum, and how was that experience, and how did they help you get to where you are?
So prior to Momentum, I actually had a failed social entrepreneurship. And that was during law school. I got good grades for it, but in my mind it was a failure because I couldn't get it off of the ground. When I started Calgary Legal Coaching, I knew at that point that I needed more than just my gusto or my leadership. So I turned to Momentum, a community development economic organization, to help me come up with a business plan. And they helped from drafting the business plan. They gave me business coaching. They gave me accounting advice. We had multiple speakers on having a sustainable business. Even speakers were scheduled for self-defense. So these are things that when you're starting up a business, you really need to know, or you really need someone else to put in their perspective. And not only was it just a coach to or a professor to student relationship, it was a women's venture program. So we were all launching our businesses at that point in time. And I can't tell you how much that enthusiasm, how much that support, how much that feeling of togetherness and camaraderie brought to my business. So there's a piece of every one of my classmates in this as well.
You are awesome. Your mother must be just so over the moon, just because really I'm watching, because you are the future. You are the future. Mm-hmm. I'm watching this young woman who has taken a standardized industry. This is the way it's done. This is how we build. This is what we do. And you've gone to the mat and you've led the way, and you're learning everything you can. Yes. So you can impart that to others.
Yes.
And that's the real future, eh?
Exactly. When an industry such as the legal industry reaches such an age of maturity, often it's very difficult to allow for innovation. So now with students graduating in this economy, and with the pressures that they do have of student loans, of not having all the contacts, because at one point, law schools would only accept those with a name and those with a reference, and now they're accepting minorities, they're accepting a ton more females, and not all of them have those set contacts in hindsight. So they are really the ones that are pressured to change the system because of their own circumstances. And I think that the legal industry is opening to that now.
So is there one piece of practical advice that you think kind of blankets all businesses that people should look into first?
I think that any entrepreneur who endeavors into anything, whether it's a mature industry and they just want to do the same cut and dry thing as everybody else, or they want to innovate, they're going to need support. And the sooner you acknowledge your need for support, the better things get, the faster things move. And, you know, some people think that getting help is a sign of weakness, or that they should be able, or they would have been able to do things better off on their own. But having that constructive criticism, having that support group, having that voice to hear you out, even if it is just to listen, it's better than going to bed and putting your ear on that pillow at night and just ruminating over things that can be dealt with so quickly once you have that support.
So lean into your community.
Cheers. Yeah. Lean into your community.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you for taking time with me today. And
you're so welcome.
And you know, I can't wait to watch the growth of your career.
Thank you.